Good afternoon, everyone. This is Anne-Marie at thetradingbook.com, and here we are with Markets with Metastock. And we're taking a look at Metastock's target-rich trades, which is, of course, something that I designed and the folks at Metastock built for us. Here's what we've got going on. You take a look at the end of the day. This is 4 days of motion. We are looking at SPY. It is grinding sideways, and sideways action tells us that we've got some motion that could hold us to the upside. Here's a gap, right? And here's heavy congestion. What do we know? We know if we come into 445, we're going to see buying pressure. We know that every time we've come into 451, 452, we've seen selling pressure. But what's happening is that we are holding higher lows, and we want to get through this gap. The moving average here is up. This momentum indicator is up, even though volume is down. What the volume being down tells me is that, hey, listen, don't chase these breakout actions. Let it come back. Let it stabilize. You buy the baselines, and you can expect price action to move forward. If in the overnight we break to the north, because the momentum, and actually not momentum, because the volume is down, it's going to likely pull back. Wait for that pullback, and you'll be able to find yourself buying opportunities into the edge of the day. Here's the cues. What are we looking at? I've drawn a Fibonacci from the high to the low, and so what we're doing is looking at a retracement. We're at the 38.2, but on the first pass up, we exhausted almost into the 50 level. As we know, 50 is not a real Fibonacci number. It's the real number is like 48.6, but nobody uses that, so we just look at that 50 space. You can see wonderfully old resistance really jamming up against this area. After it is support, becomes resistance, holds as resistance again, the pullback again, the grinding range, the grinding range, momentum holding. We have a gap also in this space for the cues above 361 and right at the 360-ish area. We've been seeing a ton of sellers. We come down to 353. We see a lot of buyers. This is a grinding range. We've had a very big drop off. Where are we likely to go? Into the line of resistance, which could be the prior support zones that were really broken savagely on a lot of volume. So that's what we're looking for. Pullbacks, 352, 353, buy zones, 359, 360, 50. Time to take some profit for now. At some juncture, the price action will either break to the south or continue trading to the north. Which way is it going to go? Your guess is as good as mine in terms of where it continues. But our buy zone here says, listen, at the low of the trigger that gives us the buy region, we know they're going to have buyers here. And so that's going to give you that area where you go, you know what, I can buy here. I just have to sell where I see sellers, and we'll move from that perspective. Finally, we're looking at the IWM. Again, Metastock's target-rich trades. I took the wave action that took us from this leg to that leg, and then the bounce takes us right into the 50. That's the prior 50 here. That's this area right here. This is a massive gap. Nobody's touched it lately. And then the forward collapse. We're now at 150% off of this line. And so what we're trying to do is rise above. Now notice the small caps are getting a lot more traction than the SPY or the Qs. Very interestingly, the Dow had a very interesting day also from this perspective in terms of hanging on and grinding up through the range. Is it likely to have resistance? Absolutely. That resistance is around 203.50. Momentum tells us that sellers are likely to sit here, but as it pulls back, we will see more buying pressure hold. I'm not quite sure what's going on with these guys because they are different to the rest of the market, but the lower trending volume tells me, hey, listen, it is going to exhaust up here, at which point it'll come back into the region and get through this grinding range, right? 195 or so gives us the low end. 198 gives us a relative new support zone, and then 203 gives us resistance. Where's the last buy? That totally broke down. It is the 208 area. And so until we resolve up over this zone, it's still a crapshoot as to whether price action will continue to the north. Good luck.